Have you been dreaming of travel but not sure where to go or how to begin planning? Well, you found the right podcast.
Welcome to Theme Parks and Passports, the travel podcast for every family ready to explore the world, one destination at a time. I'm Melissa Sanchez, travel addict, wife, and mom of 2 big kids. Along with planning all my family adventures, I've been helping others realize their travel dreams through my company, Spellbound Vacations, since 2010.
And I'm Heidi Mackey, a travel enthusiast with a passion for geek and pulp culture. I'm also a wife and a mom of a spicy tween. Since 2017, I've been creating vacation memories for families through my business, House of Mackey Travel. Join us as we share stories, tips, and talk to those in the know to inspire your family's next great adventure.
Because creating family travel memories can happen in any stage of life.
Hi, and welcome to Theme Parks and Passports. I'm Heidi Mackey of House of Mackey Travel.
And I'm Melissa Sanchez of Spellbound Vacations. Today we've got even more theme park VIP info with Dana Zificsak. We spoke about Walt Disney World last time, and today it's all things Universal Orlando Parks and Resorts. Welcome back, Dana.
Thank you.
Dana is a certified travel associate and an independent agent of On Voyage, just like Melissa and I. Dana, why don't you remind us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I've been an agent for nearly 12 years, and I work primarily with families going to Disney, Universal, and also all-inclusive resorts.
Awesome. So like we said, we're going to jump into talking about Universal Parks and Resorts today, which would be Universal Studios and Universal Islands of Adventure in Orlando. Dana, can you talk a little bit about what are the 2 ways to be a VIP at these theme parks?
So there are 2 ways. You could opt to do it yourself through what we call the Universal Express Pass system, which is where you get to have a shorter wait in most of the attractions at the Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. And then there's the VIP tours, which is where someone takes you around and brings you to the front of the lines.
And so are there different types of Express Pass? Is it just one? Like I know when we discussed Disney last week, there's several options for what they call their lightning lanes. Are there different options for Universal's Express Pass?
Universal's much simpler as far as express passes go. It's just whether or not you can ride something twice, okay, or more than once, because there's the Universal Unlimited Express Pass, which means you can go on something over and over and over again. Like when my son was 5, we went on the Cat in the Hat over and over again. Okay. We would not be doing that now as a 13 since he's 13. But that's a cool thing to have. And then the just regular Express Pass is just one time per attraction. And also you can get down to like an Express Pass for just Islands of Adventure, an Express Pass for just Universal Orlando. But the easiest way to do it is to stay at one of the 3 premier properties and get it included with your stay. You get unlimited Express Pass from the check-in day to checkout day. So, and those 3 properties are Royal Pacific, Hard Rock Hotel, and Portofino Bay.
And with the Express Passes, do you need to choose anything in advance? Do you need to choose a return time? Because again, we know that complicates things when you do.
Yeah, with Universal, you just have to have the right ticket and the right Express Pass or whatever it is, but you don't have to schedule anything. You just walk up and you show your pass or you show your room key, and that's that. It's super simple.
Now, you
Awesome.
mentioned that some of them were included with your stay, but if you're not staying in one of those 3 resorts, how would you get it?
You can add it to your package, and there are some tickets. They sometimes have these tickets where it can be included in the ticket. Again, it just depends on the day you're visiting and what the crowd is like and things like that and what they have loaded into the system. But you can pre-purchase them. And so you can say you want one day where you have Express Pass and you can just buy it for one day versus having it for your whole stay. But it runs typically about, I want to say, $150 to $200 per person per day. So, and that might be on the low end. So if you're a family of 4, that's another $800, which I don't know, when you look at Disney, that seems like a bargain, but to have it included in your stay is a simpler. And one thing that we do sometimes is we book a room. So say we're staying at Cabana Bay, but we want to have express pass, and if there's 5 people in your group, you can book a room a lot of times less expensive for one night at, like, say, Hard Rock Hotel. Go check in, get your room keys. You don't even have to use the room, and then you have the express pass for 2 days. So, I've done that. Melissa and I did that once. We did it with at
Yeah.
Portofino Bay. And, and we did go in the room.
We did go in the room. We did go in the room to check it out. But the nice thing about that is when you do that quote unquote throwaway room for the night, you get the unlimited express pass on day of check-in and day of check-out.
Yes.
So it gives you 2 days of the unlimited express pass. And as Dana mentioned, pricing wise, the unlimited express pass is dynamically priced.
Yeah.
The more they sell for a certain date, the more it's going to cost you. If you don't purchase it in advance, there is always the chance it might not be available when you get to the park that day. And if it is available, that'll be the highest price you would
Yes.
pay, as opposed to purchasing it when you bought your tickets or when you booked your package, adding it into your package.
Yeah, so booking it ahead of time will definitely be your best bet, but you also have to just look at the different the dynamics of your family and your, where you want to stay, where you want to go. A lot of times people will do a split stay too. Like, and we're seeing that now with Epic opening up May 22nd of 2025. People are wanting to stay at the new Helios Hotel, but still want to get the express pass. So I have guests who are going in September, and they're doing Portofino Bay for the first part of their trip, and then they're switching over to Helios for 2 nights for when they go to Epic for the one day. Epic, we don't know anything about express passes, or there's nothing available right now for anything as far as skipping the lines at Epic. That's why people will do their split stay, Portofino or Hard Rock, or actually my most preferred is Royal Pacific. I like Royal Pacific the best out of those 3. I like Portofino. Hard Rock we stayed at, and those rooms need some love and attention. They need a refurbishment. I tell everybody before they stay there, I'm telling you now, it's a beautiful hotel, but the rooms need love. And every time we go, I always tell the Universal staff too. It's like these rooms need to be refurbished.
So true. So now there is the second way to feel like a VIP at Universal, which is exactly what that is. It's a VIP tour. Dana and I have done one version of the tour. There is a private and a shared version. Dana, do you want to talk a little bit about what those 2 VIP experience options are?
Yes. So you get there are 2 different VIP experiences, and the biggest difference is who you're with. Are you going to be with all people you know, or are you going to be with a group of strangers? And of course, the group with the strangers is a less expensive form of it, but you get, it's not as personalized because you have to kind of do what the whole group wants to do.
Right. And when I believe between the shared and the private, if you're trying to do the shared, once your amount of guests in your party hits a certain number, then you have to become private.
Yes.
You can't, because the shared groups are still very small group. Once you hit the point where your group is going to be the majority of the tour, then they tell you, sorry, you have to become a private.
I'm going to break in actually real quick and ask the question that I'm sure that's out there. What is included in the VIP experience?
So what's included is priority access, which think of it as express pass access, right? Except with the VIP tour at Universal, sometimes you do go through a back entrance. Sometimes you do go up the exit versus some other parks where you do a VIP tour and you're still using their lightning lane. Here, you're not always using that express lane. If it's short, the time, then yeah, you may go up it, but you also can do a kind of backdoor entrance.
Yeah, the guides have some leeway in what they can do.
Yeah.
So it's an
Yeah.
express pass of the express pass at times.
Yeah. Definitely. There's some experiences that you get sort of a behind the scenes look. One of those is Men in Black. I remember when we did the shared tour with my kids, when my kids were with me, we were able to go down on when you go into Men in Black, you're sort of up above, and when you look down, it looks like the office down there. And when we did the VIP tour, we were able to go onto the office floor and
Oh, that's
take some
awesome.
pictures down there. So you get some behind the scenes. Normally, there's a continental breakfast and some sort of lunch. It's usually a quick service lunch at one of the quick service options.
And it's included. It's
It's
included.
just
It's not
part
an
of the
extra.
package. Yeah, that's
It's part of
amazing.
the package. Yeah, you usually, you choose your start time of your tour. There'll be different times offered. So usually it starts with some sort of continental breakfast, and then like halfway through your tour, you would get lunch. The tours themselves, if you're doing a one park tour, it's approximately 4 hours. If you're doing that two park tour, it's approximately 7 hours. So about halfway through that 7 hours, you do lunch. And then at the end of the day, so let's say your tour ends at, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but the park is open till 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Your tour ID becomes your unlimited express pass to use for the rest of the evening. And one thing we didn't mention with the VIP tours, you have to purchase separate park entrance.
Yes.
So similar to Disney, it's an on top, it's an added experience.
It is. It's an additional experience, and you need to make sure that if you're doing the two park, that your tickets are park to park tickets.
And then the private tour, so this is a couple of inclusions that are different from the group one, is you also get a dinner as well, a full service dinner at one of the park's restaurants. And then they also give you a 3-day photo package.
Oh, wow.
And the photo entitlements start on the first day of the tour.
Right.
Now,
So that's
do they still have the same restrictions of the 4 hours and the 7 hours?
yes, because you can still with a private tour choose the 1 day one park tour or the 1 day two park tour. We should note that the one park tour is not always available. So during those peak times, whether it's holiday, summer, spring or winter break, that one's not going to be available. Not with the shared and not with the private. That one is more of an off peak tour availability.
This is great. It sounds a lot more straightforward too, a lot simpler to kind of wrap your head around.
Yeah, Disney, you need charts and you need like the tiers and all that kind of stuff. And this is
There are
just kind
people
of
who make
like,
a very good living on literally just doing not only the pieces that we do, but they actually don't do that piece and they just create plans for people to go. I know that.
Yeah, and it's one of the things I will say, it is so much easier no matter which way you're being a VIP at Universal, whether it's using the Express Pass or whether it's doing a VIP tour. It's so much more laid back. Like there's
Mhm.
not it's more of a go with the flow. And
Yes.
one of the things we did discover when we did the shared VIP tour, because you are with people that you don't know, right? They do try to pair you with kids at similar ages and that sort of thing. So, what you're experiencing, everyone sort of has a say and they want to make sure everyone is happy. But don't be nervous about doing a shared tour. We actually really enjoyed ours, and everyone in the group got to do everything they wanted to do. So,
Mhm.
So for the shared tour, it's still based on who's within the tour. It's not a set itinerary, right?
it's sort of both. So there are specific rides you will get on the really popular ones, but then they
Right.
do take the feedback of the guests. If nobody on the tour wants to get on Hulk,
Yeah, they're
well,
not going to go there.
Right. No, they're not going to force you to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
mhm,
Now,
mhm.
that's another question. Does that mean that if you don't want to go on a particular ride with the group, you don't have to, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Okay.
correct. I suffer from pretty bad motion sickness, so there's quite a few attractions at Universal that I skip. And I remember our tour guide saying to me, I forget which attraction we were at. It was probably like the third or fourth one I didn't get on. And he said, "Are you having fun?" like, are you enjoying this? And I was like, yes, I love this. Like, this is fantastic. My kids are having so much fun. And that was the important part for
Right.
me, not getting on Hulk. I was like, okay, you guys have a good time,
Oh, yeah, that I'd be the same way.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Go have fun. I'll sit here and watch. That's fine."
Yeah,
Give me
I'm
your
the official
bags.
bag holder. Yeah.
It's fun to be the bag person for those rides. It's just like, just give me all your bags. It's fine. We're good.
Yeah.
Always, always. If
So
you look at my social media, you will see that multiple times where I am the bag holder. Heidi, we're going to pop over now just to talk a little bit about Epic Universe that's coming. What can you tell us?
So we have some details which are good as of this recording. So there's always the possibility things are going to change, but we figured we'd share what we know. If you don't know what Epic Universe is, it's actually going to be a new themed park. It's a little bit further away from the other parks, so it's not walkable, but it is completely accessible from the other parks. And it's going to have 5 fully themed worlds that are inside. So if you're a fan of Harry Potter, if you're a Nintendo fan, which my daughter is actually super excited about, Isle of Berk, which is How to Train Your Dragon. I cannot wait for my picture with Toothless. And also Celestial Park is the main park that you walk into. And the other part that my husband is actually super excited about is the classic monsters, which is going to be called the Dark Universe. The park actually opens on, as Dana said before, on May 22nd. Right now, we wanted to tell you about tickets, which is something that you can do at this point. One, you can't do more than one day at Epic Universe, but you can't do only one day at Epic Universe. So what that means is that your ticket to Epic Universe must be combined with either a 2 or 3 park ticket. So plan on going to 2 or 3 of the other parks at Universal Studios Orlando. When you get the ticket, you'll have access to everything that's in there. As of right now, there are no express or express unlimited passes. They don't know what they don't know right now, which is when things open and what crowd control is going to be like. So they haven't put the express pass or the express pass limited information up yet. The other very cool thing is that if you are getting a Harry Potter package, you'll be getting breakfast in all 3 Harry Potter parks.
With the VIP tours that we were talking about earlier, are they being offered yet for Epic?
I don't believe as of right now. Have you guys heard anything different than I
I have
have?
not.
No.
Okay.
As of this recording, which we are recording pre-opening, so we are recording before May 22nd, as far as we've been made aware, the VIP tours are not available for booking at this time for Epic Universe, only for our 2 original parks.
I do know that ticket prices are comparable to the rest of the parks. There's no dynamic park pricing for this particular park, but availability may be limited too. We don't know. So, if you're planning on going to Epic Universe anytime this year, I would say the sooner you get your plans made, the better. Would you
Oh,
2
yeah.
agree?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
If you're thinking of going and you need to include it. If you're doing a package, if you're purchasing tickets on your own, don't think, "Oh, we'll add it later."
you can't.
You can't.
No, there's no
No
there's no
adding
day
later.
of, there's no addition afterwards. Yeah, it really has to be part of your ticket purchase or your park package when you first purchase it.
Don't think you can go to Disney World for like a week and then hop over to Epic for a day to check it out. You won't be able to get a ticket. I had to spoil some plans for clients because they just wanted to do one day at Universal and stay at Disney the rest of the time, and they just wanted to do Epic. I'm like, well, they're not letting you do that. And they're doing that for crowd control reasons because, they want to make sure that it's not going to be a madhouse on that, as it first opens. But yeah, so they're putting those kinds of restrictions on it.
And they really have a lot of immersive things that they have planned for this. Each one of the universes has a tunnel to enter, so I'm sure that's part of the crowd management too. So making sure that everything's working well. We'd rather have it work right than not, right?
Right.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, I'm super excited. I'm hoping I don't have any plans yet to visit Universal this summer, but it's on my radar, as I'm sure it's on both of yours.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. So this week, we're going to end our episode with a would you rather in relation to Harry Potter. And so, would you rather drink your butterbeer, whether it's cold or warm, or would you rather eat it as an ice cream flavor?
I prefer the ice cream.
Same. Definitely prefer the ice cream.
I was going to say the same thing. We seem to agree on all of these so far.
Although I
Awesome.
really do like the cold butterbeer, like the slushy type one. That is good too. But if I had to pick just one, it would be the ice cream.
Yeah, I definitely prefer, while I will drink the cold butterbeer because, I'm in the wizarding world of Harry Potter and it's kind of a must do, I would rather eat it as ice cream.
It cuts the sweetness a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. One of my favorites is actually the pumpkin juice. I really
love
enjoy the
pumpkin
pumpkin
juice.
juice. Yeah, I'd rather drink that and eat the butterbeer as ice cream.
Perfect. Well, awesome.
right.
Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us today. Dana, again, thank you. We hope
Welcome.
everyone has learned how to become a VIP at Universal in Orlando. And of course, we as your travel agents can guide you through the whole thing. And we look forward to chatting with you next time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit subscribe on Spotify or your favorite podcast player. And while you're there, feel free to leave us a rating and review.
Check out the show notes for links to Spellbound Vacations LLC and House of Mackey Travel. Until next time, keep living your best travel life.